Hey there, folks. It's the frequency from beyond space and time, at the same time, every time. You're listening to Mad Tower Radio.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Mad Tower Radio, one of the million podcasts on the internet that talks about cryptids, conspiracies, ghosts, goblins, ghouls, anything that you might consider strange or unexplained. Your friend Dan here and my co-host Christian, we're going to talk about it.
Absolutely, but unlike those other podcasts, I'm not trying to convince the masses. I'm just trying to convince Dan that there's some weird shit out there if you look close enough.
Oh yeah, there is. I'm just having fun.
Absolutely.
I feel a little brain dead today, if I'm being honest. I don't know what it is.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I didn't even have any sort of excruciatingly tough week or do anything crazy this weekend. I don't know. I'm just feeling it today.
Have you been having your resonance drained by a succubus or something like that?
I hope not. I hope not. That would be terrible. My wife works night shift, so I have often been spending a lot of time in the house at night alone, and I'm just like, I think about that. I just hope nothing on this podcast comes to collect.
Oh yeah.
They just show up in the house and they're like, "We heard you've been talking shit."
If you had to guess from the first 22 episodes we've done, what's the worst thing that you think could knock on your door from those beasts and beings?
Oh, like an actual creature? Probably would not want to run into the Mononongle or the Glimmerman.
Oh, Christ. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I could maybe hide from the, half vampire flying demon, but the Glimmerman's just something else.
Yeah.
You don't negotiate with him.
If it's a conspiracy reality-based thing, I probably would, freak the fuck out if I thought for a moment that I was getting gang stalked.
I knew you were going to say that. You played your hand in that episode.
Dude, that was one of my favorite episodes to do. Gang stalking is wild.
What happens if you're sitting on your couch enjoying a nice, cold, refreshing beverage and you see all of your cats just looking out the window and you see two dudes just standing out in the street looking in?
Ooh.
Just taking a peek.
I just finished watching Chernobyl and that same exact thing happened where they'd be talking and two dudes would just be standing off in the distance staring at them. Now I don't know if that was an intimidation tactic or if the KGB is just really bad at tailing.
I don't think they gotta be discreet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you probably didn't really have to be discreet.
I think they could kind of flaunt it. If I remember from your little teaser, you've got a little update for us on the exciting world of intergalactic politics.
Oh yes. Let's I'm ready to talk about it because
sweet.
I shit you not, man. I feel like I am reading someone's fiction manifesto. You know, I feel like I'm reading the plot of Mass Effect 4.
That was kind of the vibe it was giving me when you were recapping last week's stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and if I'm being honest, it's crazy fucking cool. Fake, real or fake, and this is still a really fucking cool, universe that this guy is building. But, yeah, I wanted to talk about the Greys after... In the work of Alex Collier, he claimed that the Greys are harvesting human souls on the moon, on the moon Phobos, out on Mars.
Oh my gosh, that's so hot. That's such a good one sentence.
Yeah.
Taste.
Yeah. But at the beginning of this, I kind of wanted to research about the Greys independently of this dude's work, and if I'm being honest, the fish just weren't biting.
It seems like because it's such a common iteration of alien stories that it would be kind of hard to nail something down like that.
Yeah. Nobody really takes it seriously.
Exactly.
because, I mean, it's the Greys, but still, I'm going to talk about the stuff independent of this dude's work, and I'll let you know when I get into his stuff. But so to start on the Greys, I mean, we all know what they look like. They have varying accounts, but they're either tall or short, but they have smooth, hairless, gray skin, bulbous heads, and very large eyes, like no facial features, no like external organs. Like, they're just, they're fucking the BOGO's Binted alien. You have the emoji on your fucking phone right now.
It's the alien. Classic.
Yeah. And 73% of all abductions, Greys in it.
Do you think that's because it is such a common shorthand for aliens that people just sort of manifest that?
Maybe. There's a bunch of theories as to why people see the Greys. Like, there's a bunch of people trying to write this off with some wild explanation. But I guess the first, description of the Greys was from H.G. Wells.
That's rad.
Famous. Yeah. I don't know if he called them the Greys or not, but he was describing them in his book called Man from the Year Million or something like that, where the Greys are actually evolved humans.
Okay, that's some kind of territory that HG likes to rock on, like weird evolutionary paths.
Yeah, it's interesting, but he was pretty much the first guy to describe something similar to a Grey. But Greys were very widely popularized by Betty and Barney Hill. Does that sound familiar to you at all?
Are you describing the like funny haha song that plays in the memes? Like Benny Hill?
No. Betty and Barney Hill were a couple from New Hampshire, and they're very, very, very famous abductees.
Oh.
Yeah, they got their BOGO's Binted on a fucking backcountry road in New Hampshire in 1961.
Were they the ones who talked about getting their truck lifted up by a flying saucer? Is that people?
I don't know. I didn't want to spend too much time on Betty and Barney Hill because their story is so fucking vast and expansive that it deserves its own episode, which it probably will get in the near future because it's super interesting.
Sweet.
It's got a lot, like, I'm pretty sure that this is some of the stuff that inspired like Horse Girl. Like, this is a super classic abduction story. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that they did after their sighting. Like, they were put under hypnosis. They were fucking, they like got in contact with the Air Force, and it's crazy. But so an alternative name for the Greys is the Zeta Reticulans, right?
Ooh, okay.
And this is because when placed under hypnosis, Betty and Barney Hill described something akin to like a star map, right? And they drew it. And all these amateur astronomers were like, oh, let's try and crack the code on this star map, like blah, 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 blah. And a bunch of them agreed that this map pointed to the Zeta Reticula system, which is like a real star system, right?
Okay.
And these amateur astronomers sent it to Astronomy Magazine, and the editor was like, oh, I'm not confirming if this is true or not. Like, I'm not going to entertain this shit, but I will put it in the opinion section of our magazine.
Okay. A little back.
So then real astronomers started reading about it, and Carl Sagan had to come out and be like, no, this is like, what the fuck do you mean star map? Like, you can't really make a star map, dude.
Okay, Carl, you don't get to talk down to me after what you tried to do, motherfucker.
Yeah, after you tried to fucking bomb the moon.
Dumbass.
There's a bunch of theories that are trying to explain away the grays. One of the most interesting is the mother hypothesis.
My favorite Super Nintendo JRPG, Mother?
So in 2005, a guy named Frederick Malmstrom, he was writing an article for Skeptic magazine. Yeah, all these people are really reading magazines. The only magazine I ever read in my life was Game Informer and Highlights.
Highlights?
Hell yeah.
Not even Nat Geo?
No.
Oh, God.
Game Informer and Highlights. And I didn't even read Highlights. I did the fucking spot the difference thing.
If only I could be like a dude in the 1980s reading my like weird fiction magazine, drinking a malt back in the good days with my 8-track player.
Buying a fully automatic Uzi.
Driving my lead gasoline truck. Oh, man.
Yeah.
So what did it say?
This guy, yeah, so he claims that grays are residual memories of early childhood development, right?
Oh.
And that the grays are basically are... So Malmstrom reconstructs the face of a gray through transformation of a mother's face based on our understanding of early childhood sensation and perception.
I kind of really like that.
Yeah.
Like,
okay. He then goes on further, says that it also could be that, you know, grays are representative of like extremely traumatic memories. Okay. You know?
Like our minds reconstruct them that way?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, there is a little bit of me that feels it's kind of weird and also convenient that the most common alien life form that we presume to encounter is so humanoid.
Yeah, I mean, that is a little convenient, you know?
That maybe it's more of a reflection of ourselves than what we're seeing out there.
Uh-huh. I mean, and then other than that, that's really the only one that stands out. There's a million things to try and explain away the grays, but that's really the only one stands out. Other than that, it's pretty much just people with doctorates going, you're a schizoid.
Damn.
I mean, that's the truth. That's the truth. You know? But, it's very interesting how much, like, the grays are so... Like, nobody takes it seriously because the grays are in everything.
It's shorthand. They're in all the movies, they're in all the art, they're in... I mean, shit, did you play Destroy All Humans as a kid?
No, but I played XCOM. Another one with grays.
They got grays.
Yeah.
For sure.
But there's like all sorts of like cracked motherfuckers out there that are like, oh yeah, I have the original autopsy footage of the first gray on Earth from like 1947, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Did
you ever, when you were a kid, go to like the county fair or like the carnival in town and see the aliens in jars that they had in the dark rooms?
No.
Oh my god.
Was it like a freak show kind of thing where they're like real alien?
Yeah, it was vaguely circus-like, and you'd go into this spooky dark room and there's just like a tube in the back, like lit with neon lights, and then there's a gray in there.
Oh way, that's fucking hilarious.
Those rocked. I loved those things. And there'd be weird like fish things, there'd be like monsters, and oh yeah. I vividly remember those.
That's fucking sick. Yeah, I remember seeing those, and I was always too scared to do them. But my little brother was like, I want to go. And then when he came out, I was like, what was in there? And he was like, I saw a 3-legged frog. I'm like, what? So yeah, I never went to the Carney Freak Show.
It's like, I'm imagining like, you're working the carnival, you're just a nomad, you're doing your thing, and any old weird thing you find on the side of the road, you can just scoop it up and put it in your exhibit jar. A 3-toed frog. Throw them in.
Man, that's funny. I never knew they had a Bogo's Binted alien in the back.
Oh, 100% a gray. I saw him at the fair.
How old were you when this happened?
I had to be something like 12.
Okay, so you didn't think it was real.
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, for sure. For sure, I maybe didn't, but yeah. I was stupid. We're all stupid. At 12.
You were like, oh my god.
Oh my god, these traveling people with matching purple polos found the Bogo's Binted alien and put him in a tube.
That's fucking awesome.
So
I never knew that.
You had said you were doing, some research digging around, and there wasn't a lot to really latch onto. It sounds like this original guy we were talking about last week had a pretty, in-depth idea about what was going on with these greys.
Yeah. Mr. Alex Collier, he's either he's either one, I mean, he's in, he's talking to the Andromedans and shit, and we're all fucking too stupid to realize it. 2, he's way off his meds. Or 3, he's writing the fucking greatest science fiction novel ever not published. Because this guy has it all. I fell into... So how when we were doing the Andromedans episode, I fell into the rabbit hole of the Greys, just researching the Andromedans?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it happened again on this episode. I fell into the fucking rabbit hole of the fucking reptilians, just trying to research about the Greys.
Are the Greys cool with the reptilians? Do they have a friendship?
No.
Uh-oh.
They have a relationship, but it is not friendship. It seems like you're really eager to get into this man's continuation of the Greys, so I don't think I'm gonna hold you back from it any further, right?
Oh, please. I'm begging for it.
Okay, so the Greys that we know, right, they're from Zeta Reticula. They're the Zeta Reticulans, right? But they are... The subsect that we know are called the Dows, right?
All right.
So the Dows' home star burnt out, and they were thrust into the galaxy. Before they were forced to leave their home, they were like a super peaceful, fun-loving, happy race, and they were like very up on like healing technology, and they were known as like the peaceful healers of the galaxy.
Oh, sure.
They were like great with medicine and all that, but their home star burnt out, and so they left. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And while they were journeying through the galaxy, they were caught by the Orion group. Right? And those are the extraterrestrials that come from the Orion constellation group, and they are the reptilians. Okay? Now, the fucking reptilians are so goddamn evil that they fucking captured the Dows, and they were like, babe, wake up. New slave race just dropped. And they enslaved the Dows, and they fucking genetically altered them through many fucking different generations, which rendered them unable to produce, and then they were made into slaves.
All right.
Now, I bet you're wondering, where does the soul harvesting come in? You talked about the soul harvesting. All right. Long story short, the Dow, they now cannot reproduce because their sex organs have been destroyed by the reptilians, right? They can't reproduce. They're all sterile. So they have to clone their species en masse, right? And the problem is that the clones do not have souls.
Oh, clearly. Okay.
So I imagine that they are harvesting the souls of humans to try and attach them to the clones so they can create more living members of their race. How soul technology works, I don't know. I mean, if you jack a human soul into a fucking gray body, is it going to be just a human in a gray body? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, what's up with my identity and my memories?
I don't know. Maybe the soul is just a vessel.
Yeah, they can override it or like use the spirit energy, maybe?
Who the fuck knows?
All right.
So the Tao specifically serve the Draconians, which I'll get into later on.
Okay.
Yeah. But so he also warns that, like, yeah, I know this story sounds sad. I know this story sounds terrible. Like, but do not try and help the Greys. Do not want your help. The first thing they will do is rip your soul out.
That's pretty sick. I'm kind of into that.
He's like, I get it. He's like, when I first heard the story, I wanted to feel really sympathetic. I wanted to help the Greys, but they will still fuck your shit up. So don't talk to them. Don't interact with them.
No, I'm a little sympathetic to them from hearing this thus far.
Sure, but I mean, they're like, yeah, okay, whatever, you fucking density 3 life form. Like, yeah, you're sure gonna help us.
Get soul sucked.
Yeah, get soul sucked. So the mission that they have now, right? The Tao come to developing planets, i.e. Earth, but they've done this all over the galaxy, apparently. So they study the religions and the nations and the politics of developing planets, and then they make contact with the most powerful, right? And they will dangle technology in front of their faces so that they'll sign treaties allowing the Tao to be here and study life on the planet. And Alex Collier claims that on our planet, the government agreed to build them underground bases so that they could study human life because they hate bright light, so they live in underground bases.
Okay.
On Earth. Built by the government.
Does that mean possibly it was these Tao that are operating at the bottom of Lake Baikal from the previous episode?
It could be. Could very well be.
All right.
He doesn't say anything to like the geolocations of their base. It could be like the Antarctica bases, because everybody talks about like a lot of roads in Alien rabbit holes. Like, it's like, you know, all roads lead to Rome. It's like all roads lead to like Antarctica alien bases. Yeah,
there's a couple of very well trodden thoughts.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So the Tao, as soon as they sign these treaties, they start breaking them. Right. The Tao will, yeah, right. They will make, they'll make clones of like the world leaders, and then plant the clone in the spot of the actual leader, and then this clone will be like, hey, how do we get in contact with the Draconians? We'd love to invite them to our planet. And therefore, the Tao and the Draconians and the Reptilians have created a loophole that makes it so that the Orion group is technically not breaking the law of non-intervention because they were invited.
I see what's happening here. Okay.
Yeah, because the Tao are considered like a rogue force. You know?
From what I'm understanding of the Galactic Federation, yeah, they do seem like a rogue force.
Yeah, so the Reptilians pretty much use the Tao, or use the Tao to go in and get them to get invited to the planet so that they can start harvesting the planet, I guess. They've done this to like 26 fucking planets.
It feels like we're getting like proxy ward.
Yeah. I guess. I don't know. I think they're doing like the fucking galactic Cold War, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And apparently the Tao have their own mission. They're trying to find a way home. They're trying to gather enough strength to break free of the break free from the fucking Draconians. And they're trying to interbreed with humans in order to bring back their ability to reproduce so that they can further their species and have enough numbers to rise up against the Draconians.
This is sounding a lot like the Mind Flayer and Githyanki stories from Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, like we don't want to go a whole like section into like D&D lore, but like the Mind Flayers are this like overbearing, powerful race that enslaves the Githyanki and controls them and makes them like a workforce, and like genetically altered them to make them more pliable as like a slave society. And they're pissed about it. They always try to like rebel and break free.
How recent is that storyline in D&D lore? Because I want to know if maybe the timelines match up. I want to make sure we're not getting the rug pulled out from underneath us.
I want to say like the 90s is when it started to pop off with the Githyanki and Mind Flayer war, but there could definitely be something earlier that I don't know about, but really like the early 90s.
Man, that's pretty funny.
Is it getting a little suspicious?
No, not really. This stuff is like, I'm pretty sure this website is like entirely from Spain.
Okay.
It's like this website, this massive fucking wiki of like alien shit is called bibliotecapleiades.net. So.
And does it look like a website from 30 years ago?
I will link it to you, and you can make your own assumptions.
Sure thing.
Because this website is great. Like, I don't know, everything here is so interconnected and fucking wacky, and it's fucking wild. But
go for it.
Apparently, like, then he just starts talking about how the population and stuff. He goes like, yeah, there's less than 2,000 ensouled Tao, but there are thousands of cloned.
All right. So they've got something to work towards.
Yeah. And he says they're on the moon too.
Oh, not just Mars?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They're on the moon. They're on fucking Phobos. They're on Mars. Like, they are fucking posted up in our solar system.
I was really hoping there would be some kind of like mechanical or like metaphysical understanding of how the soul capture went on. I was getting kind of into that.
I also wish, but apparently they're like, nah.
This man's not going to give me the secrets.
Nah. Yeah, and apparently, so the ruling class of these fucking dragon draconians is called the Council of 11.
The Council of 11. Okay.
Yes, and then when you click on that blue link, it takes you to a publication, I guess you'd call this. It's not really an article. It's called The Race from Alpha Draconis. And it starts with that the Draconis race is probably the most misunderstood. But basically the reason that they're evil is that, one, they're the oldest reptilian race in the universe.
Okay, good for them.
And they are actually from another universe / reality, and they came here. I don't know. They say they don't even know how they ended up here, but that they were here first. And so since they were here first and they're the most ancient and powerful, that this is theirs and that they are royalty.
Well, you know, if they were here first,
I guess. So they are they're pretty much the Empire.
The reptilian empire.
Yeah. They're some wacky, wild fucking dudes. And apparently their society is nutso, in which children are left to fend for themselves until they're adults, because that's how they're yo, if you live to be an adult, you were meant to. You're great.
And this is all from things that Collier has been told or has observed?
I think this is everything he's been told by the fucking Andromedans.
The Andromedans are spilling a lot of beans on their council members.
I guess, but it sounds like one of those things where it's just the Cold War, bro.
Bunch of weird, interconnected, vast
and it's
societies.
It's the greatest fucking sci-fi novel that never is going to get published.
I mean, if it's not published, you could steal it and write your own using the intellectual properties.
I guess. Or somebody smarter than me that can write stories could.
Mm-hmm.
They have entire sections. It's just oh yeah, here's the occult reptilian saga. And it's half the documents are in Spanish.
Oh yeah, I'm on the site right now.
Scroll down here. There's a very, very interesting one. I want to know when you find it, because
where am I to look? I'm on the homepage.
Oh, the other you're looking at the occult reptilian saga?
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Yep, scroll down so you
I see a timeline. I see
it's alphabetical. The one I want you to see is in the M's.
Oh god, I'm kind of worried. Is it the MK Ultra mind control machine?
MK Ultra parentheses reptoid mind control machine.
That one stood out to me.
Yeah. I found that 5 minutes before recording, but dude, you could just sort through all of this and find we could do an episode on every fucking document from this goddamn show.
This is a wealth. Just an absolute, cache of content. Oh, my lord.
This... It feels like I'm on a wiki for, a fucking sci-fi franchise, you know?
I mean, do you remember... Before we started the show, that iceberg meme that I sent you so long ago that kind of started this?
Yes.
It feels like that one. There's too many things to possibly look at.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's so much.
Amazing.
Yeah, and then I clicked on the MK Ultra Reptoid mind control machine, and wouldn't you know it, blue link here, Operation Paperclip.
Of course.
All roads lead to Paperclip. It's insane. Yeah, there's so much. There's so fucking much here.
I see the MK Dragon program and the Royal Dragon Bloodline.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The new Reptilian World Order.
Oh, not the reptilian gray data extracted from the Matrix 2. What are you saying?
Dude, a lot of these things lead to the Matrix as well. A lot of people think that movie was
prophetic?
Saying something.
That fucking rules. Oh, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I could go on and on and on and on about all the work that's on this bibliotecapleiades.net. but I think I gotta start steering away from it at some point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but
absolutely.
you could. I don't know. If I ever need something, if I ever need a topic, I'll just fucking come on back, and we can fucking grind out the Bibliotheca Pleiades.
Please feel free to come back and find me any of this absolute golden pile of insanity.
Yeah, it's nutso.
Okay.
Sorry, I muted myself to sneeze.
No, all good. Do you have any other secret details on the Greys for me?
No, not really. I mean, I really wanted this to be about the Greys, and I really wish that I could give you some super cool, creepy stories, fun facts, but like really, the only thing worth mentioning I could find was like just their part, like the piece of their puzzle in the fucking galactic civil war.
For sure. Slowly, like, building out this galactic world view is pretty interesting. Like, seeing it develop week by week.
It's absolutely nuts.
Mm-hmm.
I could go on, but I don't know. I feel like maybe I started in the wrong place. I need to find the comprehensive timeline for bibliotecapleiades.net. It's crazy. And this stuff is from like the 90s.
Yeah, I saw one of the articles I was reading was 99.
Yeah, late 90s, early 2000s. Like, these guys were just going sicko mode out here. But it's a really cool website, and I encourage everyone listening to go check it out and fucking find your article.
Yeah, do you want to slap that link into the description for this one?
Yeah, I will. I'll put Bibliotheca Pleiades in the fucking description for this one.
Fantastic.
Well, I mean, that's really all I got for fucking the Greys, and I don't know, man.
Okay.
Like if I'm just scrolling this fucking occult reptilian saga, and I just see others, like I just see stuff, and I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, it grows and it spirals and it loops back on itself. It's insane.
Here, I'm looking at one right now. Anus horribilis, terrifying old woman. What does that mean? Hold on, there's an image at the top. Let me fucking...
Oh, please don't send me...
Let me look closer.
Anus horribilis.
The caption for this image is just, okay, where is she? Okay, I guess this is an image for ants.
For
like, what is he talking about? He just goes, okay, where is she?
I think
this is about the queen being a reptile.
There was a lot of like classic New World Order reptilian stuff in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
What the fuck? Yeah, this is about the queen being a reptile.
Of course.
And why they assassinated Diana.
What do you mean? She showed dignity to common people, and the queen just would not have that. She wasn't a reptile. She respected poor people and had to go. You want me to take the baton from here?
Yeah, please. This is getting out of hand.
Sure thing. So, I felt like it had been a good long while since I had researched just a good old classic cryptid.
Yeah.
And usually when I do this, I pick a region and say, okay, let's find something cool from here. And this was a South American week for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I stumbled upon the wonderful Mapinguari.
Mapinguari. Yeah, that's all I got from you this week was, you were like, you ever heard of the Mapinguari? I'm like, nope.
Perfect. It's a rainforest beast.
Uh-huh.
And I thought it was gonna be, big monkey, Bigfoot, boring.
Big monkey, big.
Because like 1 in every 8 or so cryptids you find is just big monkey in the woods.
I would say probably even more than that. For me, it's like 1 in 4.
Absolutely. But like, as I spent a little more time digging, there's something to love about this beast. So let me just give you the background, the first little inklings of his origin.
Okay.
Now, this creature has only really been spotted in the 20 and 21st centuries. There's not a lot of like ancient or earlier records. But the oldest sort of justification for it is that there's a local legend that there was a shaman who had discovered the secrets to immortality. And the gods were pissed about that.
Like they do.
And they said, okay, you got one. You can stay immortal, but you now have to wander the earth as this disgusting, hairy demon beast.
Jesus Christ.
And that's the sort of local, traditional justification for this monster.
Where at in South America?
This is a wide-ranging sort of northern Amazon rainforest. It can even go Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, Brazil, Venezuela,
Yeah. Transcends the borders of man.
And there's a kind of this branching out phenomenon that goes on. Like there's a lot of creatures that have their own little unique names and their unique features, but a lot of them fall under the umbrella of this Mapinguari type beast.
Yeah.
It's traditionally commonly described as a large humanoid-ish, or at least like bipedal, extremely hairy thing.
Mm-hmm.
And its most common attributes are its backwards feet, its gigantic mouth on its belly, and its singular eye in its head. It's like cyclopean eye.
Is there like a reference picture? I'd love to see this.
Oh, I've got rendition. You reference photos. So as we go into it, we're going to sort of try and understand what this thing is and how its image can change based on who's describing it. So here's the first one. This is the description that I just gave you. So that's our Mapinguari.
That's horrible.
So that one's pretty, gorilla-y, pretty monkey-like.
Yeah.
And that's sort of our base Mapinguari. Now, there is a man by the name of David Oren, who is a ornithologist and I believe some kind of biologist type guy. And he's devoted basically his life to like expeditions, exploring the rainforest, and really locking down this Mapinguari story.
Oh, okay.
And he is trying in some way to like justify it in a way that isn't a demon, isn't a monster.
Yeah.
It's something that we can make sense of. So he has interviewed hundreds of people, and he's gathered a number of attributes to give to the Mapinguari. So I'm going to leave a couple of them with you right now.
Sure.
So
let's hear it.
Extremely shaggy, fuzzy, hairy beasts.
Mm-hmm.
They have a weird head shape, maybe like a horse's muzzle or like an elongated kind of thing.
Okay.
They are... I'm going to say this fucking word wrong and look like an idiot on my show. They are crepuscular?
You're almost there. You got it.
Do you know the word? Please help me.
No, I don't.
Crepuscular? It's a word to say that they are active at the twilight hours.
Well, that's a stupid word.
They're not nocturnal. They're not, daytime beasts. They're twilight beasts.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we call that lazy piece of shit awake for like 2 hours a day. Go fuck yourself.
They smell like shit. They smell horrible.
Can't imagine why.
There's a local tribe that says that they found 2 baby Mapinguaris,
Yeah.
And like raised them after their mother was killed by a hunter.
No way.
But once they got into their adolescence, they smelled so fucking bad that they had to let them go. They were like, these are stinky beasts.
So is this a creature that's like revered and respected within the communities of the rainforest, or are they just like kill it?
You know, there's such a wide variety that I mean, a lot of the stories he tells are of dudes trying to slaughter this monster.
Yeah.
That's like the rare one where they were like, maybe he's a little cutie, but they smell like shit, so they don't want to keep it.
I mean, that's grounds for death right there.
Mm-hmm. A little farther, like south, there's a group that believes that they will pull out the tongues of cows and eat them.
Okay.
There's a number of stories of people coming out and finding their cows dead with no tongues.
I see.
And my favorite, they are immune to bullets.
Just immune?
They have one weak spot in the belly, but besides that, they cannot be shot to death.
Like in the belly, like in the mouth? You gotta shoot it right in the belly mouth?
In their video game belly mouth weak spot, yep.
That's so fucking stupid.
You don't like that?
I hate when things are just like, oh yeah, and it's immune to bullets. Like, okay, specifically bullets, or like what?
I think that just sort of helps paint the picture of like it's a modern creature. People have dealt with it with firearms, and that they try to shoot it because that's like their answer to monsters, and it just doesn't work.
Right.
Whether it be like the extra shaggy fur, the strong skin, or anything other than that, like the only way that they can get a good shot on it is in the belly.
Huh.
So
I think I have more of a problem with the term immune to bullets.
I mean, that might have been a little creative license I took.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm just like, what do you mean immune to bullets? Like it's a fucking video game.
So I'm going to send you a second one. Now, the comparison I want you to make is just the sort of shifting, the changing, like that two different peoples can describe a monster with a set number of traits. So here's the same monster with the same description.
Oh my god.
Yeah, do you see that, dude?
That's fucking awful.
Like, some people are more or less afraid of this monster. Some people are more or less, like, describing it as a monster, you know?
Yeah.
And that's just taking its features and, like, ramping it up to 10.
What? I bet you that screenshot looks like it's from a Discovery Channel, Animal Planet original.
Oh, yeah. The Mapinguari gets a lot of love. There's, I think, one of those TV shows did a show episode on it.
Which one?
Oh, God. I could do you a little once over and find it.
This looks like a screenshot from like Monster Quest. I think that was on History Channel.
I fucking loved Monster Quest, bro. You don't understand how into it I was as a child.
Yeah. You remember Lost Tapes?
No, I don't think I did Lost Tapes.
It was like an Animal Planet original, and instead of just being like, this is the tale of the Mothman, and like just some little documentary about it, they made like, it was pretty much like a horror anthology series where people were like encountered, like it was like found footage encounters of these fucking cryptids and shit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a crazy show. It scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
So I sent you another photo. That one's a more rural understanding of the beast.
Yeah, that looks like a statue at like a national park.
That's just like an ugly monkey, dude. Now, the interesting thing about it is, according to David Oren's investigating and interviewing with local tribes, people don't really tend to describe it firsthand, having the cyclopean eye. That's something that only like second or third hand stories, like the rumor mill, attaches to it.
I see.
And he believes possibly that is a remnant of Portuguese colonizers coming over and like mixing it with the Cyclops story.
Really?
Like a lost tribe of Cyclops or something.
Now, are these things, like, is every single one of them a shaman that discovered the secrets of immortality, or like was it just the first one and now they like breed?
It's a little loose. It's a little loose on that.
Right.
The show, oh, by the way, is called Monsters Underground.
What, the one that second image is from?
That has the Mapinguari in it.
Oh my god. I
don't know
fucking
if
love
you've
this second image.
The horrifying mega monster one.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
He looks like a killing floor monster.
Yeah.
Now, after compiling all of this sort of data and using his analysis and his big fucking PhD brain, David wants to suggest that maybe it's just a misinterpreted animal. Maybe it's there's a number of bears that live up in the mountains and come down in short periods to the rainforest below.
Yeah.
And he believes that it could possibly be a spectacled bear. So let me get you a photo of the spectaclated bear.
So rainforest is the first place that I'm willing to be like, yeah, there's probably like terrestrial species we haven't discovered there.
Oh, absolutely. So there's the bear.
Okay.
You know, his face is kind of weird. You know, he might have a little marking on his tummy that might look like a mouth.
Yeah.
And it's that vague, hairy, shambling beast.
Yeah. I mean, it's a cheap explanation because how do you go from something as wild as like the Mapinguari to like just being like, come on, man, you mistook a bear.
So,
you know,
he's not very big on the bear theory, but he hangs his hat on the like sloth or anteater theory.
Now, an anteater, that's a fucked up looking animal.
I adore them, but yeah, they do look horrendous.
So, yeah, I can understand maybe an anteater looking like a cryptid or a cryptid looking like an anteater, but like a bear, at least in my mind, me who lives in the comfort of civilization and has never seen a bear in real life, I simply would not mistake a bear for Bigfoot.
Oh, you've never seen a bear in real life?
I mean, I've seen a bear at a zoo.
Oh, there's some wild fucking bears out in Cherokee.
Oh, did you see wild bears out in Cherokee?
These dudes were just chilling, walking up the street, trying to get some snacks.
Damn.
Oh, yeah, they're scary.
Did they like put out a warning like, hey, stay inside, there's bears?
You'll just look at your phone and be like, oops, it's bear time. Just fucking stay home.
That's fucking awesome. I've seen a wild boar. I've seen wild horses, but yeah, never a bear. No, but I simply would not mistake it for Bigfoot. I'm built different.
David, the reason he's so into like the sloth or the anteater theory is that he's pretty sure that this is a cryptid in like the biological sense, like an undiscovered just animal that we've not like classified. Sure. So in the good old days, you know, the Ice Age and post sort of thawing period, there were these huge ground sloths. So let me give that to you. Take a look at him.
Oh yeah.
And they roamed, you know, the sort of mega American continent, and I saw one mention that there was like one ground sloth still alive on like some Caribbean island in the 1800s, but I couldn't find anything of that.
Oh, okay.
That seemed like a dead lead to me.
I mean, in the 1800s, maybe they like sewed 12 sloths together.
And they said, look at that.
It's the giant American ground sloth.
But like, look at this dude. Okay. And
okay.
You see his belly's a little funky.
Right.
He's got the claws. He's got like the big weird head that maybe, like, you know how elephant skulls look like Cyclops?
Yes.
Maybe that's going on here.
Yeah, for sure.
But the one big thing he says is look at his hands, look at his claws.
Yeah.
They
look a little fucked.
When he puts them down, that makes the footprint of a backwards foot.
Oh, because does he walk on the knuckles?
Yes. So those kind of could maybe be interpreted as a foot pointing the other way.
Right.
And I'm going to give you one more, and then we're going to talk a little bit about skeletons, okay?
Okay.
So here's one more big ground sloth.
Yeah, it has that elongated head.
Mm-hmm. And he had come to say or claim that the giant ground sloths like these had these wicked, dense skin and really thick, bulky bone structure.
Yeah, they look like it.
And that their ribs were fused.
Fused into just a plate of bone?
More plate-like than like the spines of a rib. And he says that would, if you were, attacking it, make it pretty dense, pretty well defended, except for that middle part where the rib plates don't connect.
Oh, this is really starting to piece together.
Like he says maybe, if you attack this thing in the chest, it's not going to work. If you attack it in its back, it's got that whole plate of ribs, but it's got that open center in the stomach.
Yeah,
and
that makes a lot of sense.
Maybe that's something that could be misinterpreted as this disgusting sloth beast.
No, that's super cool. My question is just where is the cadaver of the dead Mapinguaris? You know,
for sure. Where are the corpses?
Which is the question that always comes up, and unfortunately, that question is always going to come up, and you're never going to get an answer that you like. But this is really interesting. I like the connection. People are just all the time. People are it looks like a bear. Or that was a bear. You saw a bear. You're fucking cracked, But this guy goes the extra step, and he's like, oh yeah, it had plate-like ribs. It had super thick skin. It walked on its knuckles, so it would look like a backwards footprint.
And he was talking about this phenomenon of giant anteaters, giant sloths. They were these, grassland dwelling creatures, and then whether it be predators, whether it be human intervention, these early humans or whatever, would push them to the forest, and that creatures that are drawn to the forest in this way evolve to be kind of smaller.
Right.
You see the ground sloth, pictured here, and you think of a sloth today, they've been pushed over to the woods, and they become these kind of shrunken versions of themselves. And he says maybe it's a new sort of evolutionary path for the giant ground sloth.
It could be.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we just fucking killed the last of them, Yeah, it's weird to me, because our culture in America is chase that thing into the fucking woods and bag it and tag it, and we're gonna fucking put this thing in a lab. But a lot of cultures in other places, they if they saw something like the Mapinguari, they're hey, live and let live, unless he tries to fuck with the village.
Exactly. We'll put the thing on him if he doesn't respect our boundaries, but we'll be cool.
Yeah, so they're not sure, it could have been a giant ground sloth that died off, the last of them died off in and it became the Mapinguari because they just did not care to chase it into the woods and fucking stick it in a box.
Yeah, give it its Latin name and dissect it and all that bullshit, yeah.
So, rainforest is fucking huge, man. There could be carcasses all over the place, and we just wouldn't know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that I've never seen a photo of a bear carcass. Have you?
No, I guess I haven't.
Like, I think we talked about this on the Missing 411 The Hunted episode.
Yeah. That,
like, bears, they die, and their corpses are a mystery. Nobody ever sees them. They're, like, just is there something about, like, human deficiency in these super wild areas that it's just something that we can't make happen. At least I'm talking about, bushwhacking Americans type shit.
Yeah. Animals, they tend to, they probably clean up after themselves. They're probably like,
Yeah.
It's probably instinctual where like, hey, buzzards are going to buzz around and then other stuff is going to see the buzzards and come looking and like, we should probably just get rid of this corpse.
Absolutely. And the one thing I wanted to say about the cow tongue thing.
Yeah.
That's scavenger 101. Vultures and these other scavengers, they go for the soft meat, they go for the eyeballs, they go for the intestines, they go for the tongues. Like that's just what they do. They eat out your asshole as well.
Yeah.
So,
well,
my favorite thing about this creature, though, and then the reason I really wanted to bring it up is this journey that it takes. Like, look at that first photo I sent you.
Yeah.
And look to where, like, a little bit of study, a little bit of evolutionary science, like, takes us and, like, really breaks apart this monster and this myth.
I know, it's super interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I really like it. Still don't know where the one eye thing comes from. Still don't know where the mouth belly thing comes from. But I mean, it's like you were saying, the Portuguese, they very well could have planted that mouth belly thing as well.
Yeah, it's you bring yourself to any monster story, and like what you have heard of in your own culture could just kind of gets, tossed around and applied to the things that you see. And that's a monster for us.
That's a good one.
Right? I was like doing my little, Google searches and trying to find the guy, and he's... Can I show you my favorite one? I was saving the best one for last. This is a Pinterest one. I'm stealing it from somebody. I don't know who your Pinterest is, and I'm sorry. Kind of, but here you go.
Oh boy.
Look at this fucking monster.
Jesus Christ. On the first one, it's like belly mouth, and then on the second picture, it devolves into sideways, horrible monster belly mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
There's so many like cool iterations. I'm going to send you just one more, and this is the one that I think blends perfectly the sloth and like cryptidiness of it. Like that is just some belly markings that might not be a mouth.
Oh yeah, okay, I definitely see it here.
And that's our monster.
That's a good one. I really like this. It reminds me of the Barmanu.
Yeah.
Where you went into a lot of the scientific study of it.
Then that's just what we have. You have these observations. You have like a basic sort of groundwork for what maybe we could try to understand this thing with. But that's like the collection of like the world's understanding, like a collective knowledge of like evolution and science and like the Ice Age. Like it takes a lot to break apart this story.
Oh yeah.
And it's a little basic, a little safe, but this is also exactly what I wanted to do the show for, was just to take a look at all of these crazy things.
Yeah, not everything is going to be a Glimmer Man. Not everything is going to be a fucking Tales from the Lumberwood. Like, you're going to get, giant sloths.
Yeah.
You're going to get your fucking other lame ones.
Yeah. Hey, listener, like, I got a schedule too. It can't be every day I got to read this dude's cracked manifesto on like the intergalactic space politics.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just sit down with a monkey monster and go to town.
He's some, old reliable monkey monster.
He'll always be there.
I hate when you find something that sounds so fucking cool, but then there's like one story of it.
So to peek behind the curtain a bit, sometimes you get that story and you're like, oh geez, can I squeeze this for 30 minutes? You think, can I stretch this bitch out real thin? And you got to make a judgment call sometimes.
That's what happened on the Horrors of the Deep episode when I was trying to talk about those fucking octopi, and they had like one story apiece, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna pull out my fucking horrible memories of going to the beach. There
was one that I never made the episode out of, but it was like sometimes there's a worldwide phenomenon of like creatures, aquatic creatures that are like completely black or like really dark shaded. And that there's like these legends of like the black shark, the black octopus, the black whale.
Yeah.
And it was just like, yeah, evolution's fucking stupid. Sometimes they come out a weird color. That's all we got, boss.
No story about how it's like a demon.
For sure.
Demon shark.
There were a couple demon sharks, but it definitely was not something I could roll out for a 30-minute package.
Yeah. I feel that for sure.
So yeah, that's our Mapinguari. Like, do you take it as the shaman beast, the like weird walking monkey, or just a crazy little sloth?
Probably a crazy little sloth, but I want to believe in this second picture you sent me of like Cyclops belly mouth hell beast.
This dude's too shredded. Like, that monster's too. Look at his huge thighs.
Yeah, he's fucking jacked.
like what in nature is sustaining that thick of thighs? Like, he's not deadlifting. He's not staying every day at the gym.
He's squatting whole trees. That guy's an animal.
And also, there's like a secret, like devious alternative to choosing some of these less known monsters. It's to like pray to God that media and books and games will please use some other fucking creatures. Like, we don't gotta dish out the Mothman every week or the Bigfoot every day.
Yeah.
Or even the Greys. Like, leave them away. Pull something that's sick like this.
It's brand recognition.
Oh, God. Yeah, I guess so.
The Mothman's out there collecting. He's getting money.
Just mail your royalty checks to underneath the rubble of the bridge, and he'll collect them on the full moon.
Oh, yeah. Do you remember the Black Beast of Chernobyl?
Absolutely, yeah.
Me and Jess were watching Chernobyl, and I was just hoping and praying that the Black Beast would make an appearance.
There's a point in that series where you were talking about it the other day, like that like oily, viscous black smoke.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And I was like, oh, just for me, HBO, you could just put a little like wing outline. You could make a little silhouette just for me. Come on.
I'm sure there's a fan cut out there somewhere.
Oh God, that would just light my life to see the Black Beast of Chernobyl make a little trip into that TV show.
Oh, dude, I was happy enough when they like looked over the edge and saw the like melted fucking core, the elephant's foot. I'm like, yo,
your favorite thing in the world, the elephant's foot in Chernobyl.
I'd just be reading about the elephant's foot, man. Like, what does it feel like?
Yeah, I think.
What does it taste like?
Oh! Speaking of that, I forgot to mention, there's tons of sightings and what's the word you look for? Like the samples of droppings of Mapinguari droppings.
Oh,
it's just like weird, unexplainable, shit on the forest floor, and they're like, nothing here makes that kind of dropping.
the Mapinguari shit different?
He literally shits so different that biologists are like,
what the fuck?
That's not of this world. Nothing shits like that here.
Actual biologists are like puzzled by these shit piles?
Or they attribute it to like beasts that aren't really native to the area.
They're dealing with a lot of invasive species out there?
Bro, the Amazon is so vast and thick and unexplored.
Yeah, it is.
Like it could be anything out there. It
really could.
It's hard to say.
Well,
yeah.
Do you have any last closing thoughts on your Mapinguari?
Yeah. Hey, save the rainforest, assholes. This dude needs a home. Be good to the planet, ass. Or the Mapinguari's not going to have a house, and he's going to come to your house.
Yeah, where you think he's going to come. He's going to go right up.
He can't move down the street next to you. If there's no forest available, he's going to have to.
He's going to be knocking on your door.
Asking.
You're going to have a Mapinguari couch surfing.
Yeah, shitting in your toilet. Think about that.
Yeah, think about that next time you fucking, I don't know, litter.
So, if you have any post-ecological disaster Mapinguari sightings or anything other inexplainable or scary, we'd love to hear about it. We absolutely need your horror stories or encounters or shadowy, frightened memories from when you were a kid.
Yes, that's right, folks. If you have your own manifesto and unwritten script for Mass Effect 5, send it our way. You can find us at Mad Tower Radio on Instagram and Twitter. You can find us at supermadtower@gmail.com if you just want to email it directly. If you don't mind having it public, just comment it on this video. If you're listening on Spotify, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Shoot me a text.
Yeah, shoot me a text. I don't care. Get a hold of me. Tell me your story. I want to hear it, and I want to make sure other people hear it.
Absolutely.
Well, that's about all we got for you today, folks. This has been Mad Tower Radio, and we are ending transmission.
A frequency beyond space and time.
Unspeakable knowledge. It is Mad Tower Radio.